Why Spain will legally rob Kylian Mbappé tomorrow night. In less than 24 hours, the most technically spectacular and violently debated match of the 2026 World Cup kicks off at the Dallas Stadium. Tomorrow night, we are getting the ultimate clash of ideologies as France takes on Spain in a monumental semifinal. If you are listening to the mainstream media right now, they have already handed the ticket to the final in New York straight to the French national team.
They are telling you that this is a foregone conclusion, but I am here to tell you that the mainstream footballing narrative is completely blinded by superstar aura. Stop scrolling and actually look at the tactical reality of what is about to happen on that pitch in Texas. This is not just a game of football. This is an absolute collision of two completely different sporting philosophies. On one side, you have the devastating, unapologetic, direct counter-attacking force of Didier Deschamps and his French machine. On the other side, you have the suffocating, mathematically precise, possession-based control of this new, vibrant Spanish squad. The winner goes on to face either England or Argentina for eternal immortality. The loser plays a meaningless third-place game in Miami. To fully grasp the magnitude of this encounter, you have to look at the deep historical context between these two European heavyweights. This is not just a battle for a trophy, it is a battle for absolute continental supremacy. For over 2 decades, France and Spain have traded the title of Europe's most dominant footballing nation. They have clashed in high-stakes European championships and Nations League finals, leaving behind a trail of bitter rivalries and unforgettable dramatic moments. Tomorrow night in Texas, they add the most crucial chapter yet to this fierce rivalry on the biggest possible global stage. Let us start with the elephant in the room. Kylian Mbappé. The Real Madrid superstar has been utterly terrifying in this tournament. He is currently locked in a fierce battle with Inter Miami star Lionel Messi for the Golden Boot, having already found the back of the net 8 times. In the quarterfinal against Morocco, Mbappé broke the defensive line in the 60th minute, and Ousmane Dembélé followed up with another strike in the 66th minute. Everyone looks at that single statistic and assumes Spain is walking into a complete slaughterhouse. But what makes France truly dangerous is not just Mbappé running into empty space. It is the terrifying supporting cast that allows him to cheat defensively. We have to talk about Ousmane Dembélé and Michael Olise. Dembélé has already racked up 5 goals and 2 assists in this World Cup, while Olise has provided 5 massive assists. They are the creative engines that feed the beast. When teams try to double-team Mbappé on the left flank, Dembélé punishes them on the right. France does not need to dominate the ball, they just need you to make one mistake in transition. But here is exactly where the French hype train crashes into a brick wall. Spain is not Morocco. Spain is not Paraguay. Spain enters this semifinal backed by the absolute best defense in the tournament. They are not going to sit deep and invite pressure, nor are they going to leave massive, gaping holes in the middle of the park for Mbappé to exploit. In their quarterfinal against the heavily favored Belgium squad, Spain put on a masterclass, winning 2-1. The Spanish philosophy under this current regime is simple but incredibly effective. You cannot score if you do not have the ball. They suffocate teams with possession. They do not just hold the ball for the sake of it, they use it as a weapon of sheer physical exhaustion. France wants to play on the counter, but what happens when they spend 70 minutes chasing shadows? Fabian Ruiz has been the silent architect of this tournament. He scored in the 30th minute against Belgium, dictating the tempo and completely nullifying the Belgian midfield. He will do the exact same thing to France. And let us not forget the grit that this Spanish team possesses. When the game gets chaotic, they do not panic. Look at how they secured their spot in this semifinal. In the dying moments against Belgium, in the 88th minute, Mikel Merino stepped up to deliver the knockout blow. They have a unique combination of youthful attacking talent and battle-hardened veterans who know how to close out high-stakes matches. Spain will systematically attempt to frustrate France, starving their attackers of service and forcing Mbappé to drop deeper and deeper just to get a touch. But Spain's true trump card is their youthful attacking dynamism, specifically led by Lamine Yamal. We are witnessing the birth of a generational superstar on the biggest stage imaginable. Yamal is completely fearless. He doesn't care about the pedigree of the French defender standing in front of him. While the French backline is heavily focused on maintaining their rigid structure, Yamal introduces an element of total, unpredictable chaos. His ability to isolate defenders one-on-one and create shooting angles out of nothing is exactly the kind of unscripted brilliance required to unlock a stubborn French defense. When you break down the positional matchups across the pitch, the narrative heavily shifts away from France. The midfield battle will be entirely dictated by Spain. France relies heavily on physicality and closing down passing lanes, but you cannot close down passing lanes against a team that moves the ball in one-touch triangles. If France cannot cleanly recover the ball and launch those devastating long passes to Olise and Mbappé, their entire offensive system breaks down. Spain will drag the French midfielders out of position, creating numerical superiority in the half spaces where Yamal and Ruiz operate so lethally. Furthermore, we must address the physical and mental fatigue factor. This tournament has been an absolute marathon. With 48 nations competing across the United States, Canada, and Mexico, the toll on these elite athletes is unprecedented. Spain's possession-based system is naturally less exhausting to execute than France's high-intensity counter-attacking style. By hoarding the ball, Spain forces the opposition to expend significantly more energy closing down angles and pressing the back line. As the game drags into the 70th and 80th minutes in the Dallas heat, those heavy French legs will start to show. That is when Spain's intricate passing networks become absolutely devastating. This brings us to the ultimate prediction for tomorrow night's monumental clash. The odds makers, the casual fans, and the massive global PR machine are all heavily backing Kylian Mbappé to lead France to their third consecutive World Cup semifinal victory. They are expecting a comfortable win, but they are completely ignoring the tactical reality of what Spain has built. Spain has the defensive discipline to absorb the initial French shockwaves, and they possess the midfield superiority to slowly, methodically strangle the life out of the game. I am calling the upsets right here and right now. Spain will defeat France in a grueling tactical masterclass. They will win this match 2-1, exposing the over-reliance on individual brilliance within the French camp. Fabian Ruiz will control the center of the park, and Lamine Yamal will expose the French fullbacks late in the second half. Mbappé might get his goal, but he will not get the victory. Spain is marching to the final in York, and they are going to shock the entire footballing world. But I want to know exactly what you think. Am I completely crazy to bet against Mbappé? Drop your exact score predictions in the comments right now. Tell me who dominates the midfield, and tell me who gets eliminated. Let us start an absolute war in the comments section below. Do not miss this match, because history will be written!